Hey, what's going on, everybody? Damaged Out Gaming here, and just a few days ago, ARMA put out a video on YouTube, and they kind of went around asking some of the team members questions that you guys have been asking. And so I just wanted to kind of go over the video with you here live, and I made a few cuts to it after this, you know. But other than that, it'll be live, and I'm going to add my 2 cents into it here and there. And yeah, let's see what they had to say. Let's check it out. The request for information. Yeah, we could definitely use some info. For sure.
Hello, Dominic.
Hello.
So, what can you tell us about Kolguev?
With Kolguev, we decided to go for something more unique compared to the rest.
Yes, new map called Kraknov, something along those lines. Look at this map. If this is the concept art for it, wow. Let's let some more play. This is gonna be a nice map.
Rest of the game, so it's focused on heavy industry, the island, and there's a lot of mining there.
Wow.
And most excitingly, we also have Kolguev set in autumn.
What do you guys think about that? So that seemed pretty short. We're already moving to the next guy here. Brand new map coming. Kind of looked a bit war torn. I'm gonna see it. We're gonna go back here a little bit. Let's take a look at this concept art.
Let's
see.
Go for something.
I mean, look at this. This is a cool looking map. I don't know what else to say except this is really, if this is just the art of it, I have a feeling this map's going to be a lot of close quarters. It looks very war torn. Like, you know how the maps we play on right now looks like nothing has happened on them until, like, you know, we go on them and battle them. It looks like nothing had happened before. These look like something has been happening for a while, and it's got some destruction elements in it here. Kind of cool.
Mining there,
I think the map's
and most excitingly, we also have Kolguev set in autumn.
Hey Mariam, so we can expect persistent loadouts in Reforger, and are we ever going to be able to create them in the menu before the match starts?
I'm not sure about making them in the menu, but as far as I know, that the persistent loadouts are something that is being worked on.
I kind of figured that they wouldn't do that. They're trying to be different, okay? They want, this is supposed to be a military simulator. Obviously, you can't make everything super simulated, or it's no longer a game. It becomes non-playable. So there's obviously game elements when it comes to any milsim. I get that people want loadouts, and that's totally fine. Here's the thing about ARMA. If we could just pause for just a second. You don't just have to play the vanilla servers. There are so many game modes you can select. There's a battlefield mode right now for ARMA. Like, literally right now. So if you want, like, classes and loadouts and stuff like that, you guys can go play, what is that? WCS. There's the battlefield mode. There are all types of modded servers you guys can go play. That's the best part about ARMA, is there's like a main vanilla servers where everyone pretty much starts and, you know, begins playing the game. And then there's the rest of the community servers where it's just, you never know what you're going to get. I mean, we got DayZ. There's stuff where they got GTA mods in here, racing. The list goes on and on. Let's just say, I don't want to sit here and name them all off, but the list goes on and on and on. So when you ask for classes and stuff like that in vanilla, it's just one of those things that's probably not going to happen because it's not part of their vision. Okay, I'll stop rambling.
I can't ensure any date, of course, because I'm not got much to leak things, but I know they are in the progress.
And how about some better explainers for all the sliders in controls menu?
Oh yeah, that's
Oh yeah. Definitely need that. Our controller players out here are suffering, 100%.
definitely something we are working on. I've already seen some done. It's just a lot of text, and we have to make sure that the text makes sense to people who are
100%.
not developers, because of course a lot of it would make sense to me, but then the players would be confused, so it takes a bit of time to...
That's so true. The fact that he's saying that, I'm glad that he acknowledges that, because for him, like when he's setting this stuff up, for him it's nothing. It's easy, right? But when you get in as a brand new player who's never played ARMA and you're playing on console, it's rough. It's rough if you don't know. So kudos on him for saying that.
Polish it and make the text working for others.
And speaking of controls, Are we ever gonna get dead zone adjustments in Reforger?
That one is a bit more tricky to do than we expected.
I bet.
But we know it's an issue, we acknowledge it's an issue, and we shall see.
Awesome. Well, hey, at least
We already have the animations in the game. We already have emote user interface in the game. When are we getting more emote?
Hey, how many of you in here know how to point or salute in game? Let me know in the comments. I want to know.
Than just a salute.
Basically, they were there for a bit of time. On one experimental, we accidentally put more emotes in,
Oops.
and then we had to remove them because they were not functioning as we were expecting. So I can't tell any date, but it's something that we also have prepared, and you may see it eventually.
What about dragging multiple items in inventory, like stacks of magazines, morphines, and stuff like that?
Yeah, that would be great, but
Yeah, it would be great.
So what?
Oh, man, I just skipped through. Yeah, it'd be great. The fact that I have to drag and drop. So when you come to a menu like this, like your magazines, right? You can only drag these one at a time. I can't just take the whole stack and move it to my shirt. I have to one at a time drag, 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 drag. I'm sure there's a reason for this that he's about to explain here. But yeah, it is kind of annoying not being able to move stacks. So let's see what he says.
as far as I know, from people who worked on the inventory, our inventory right now has issues supporting dragging multiple items in general, and stacks are representing multiple items in the inventory. So we had some technical limitations on that.
And now the burn.
So, and that's it. Okay, so pretty much what they're saying is trying to drag multiple things at once. Whoever is working on inventory right now, they are struggling to actually make that happen. Broken down, that's pretty much what we just got from that. So I hope they fix that, because, man, does that... It's all about saving a little bit more time, you know? Especially when you're out in the field like that and you need to move stuff around in your backpack. Yeah, it's kind of a lifesaver.
Burning question. We get it often. Are you even working on HOTAS implementation?
Oh, HOTAS. Well, Zguba first have to do some...
Oh!
I will have to do...
No way. For all of you that like flying, right here.
And then we have to... So, I guess...
So, Rafał,
Technical designer. Okay.
working periscopes for the armored vehicles.
Oh,
Is that coming? Are you
periscopes.
working on it?
If you guys don't know, picture your little cardboard box looking over the fence deal with mirrors. Anyways, a periscope here. Let's see what
It's a
this
planned
is. I'll show you.
feature that will
Right
definitely
there.
will be working on it.
That's a periscope.
Currently,
You're supposed to be able to look through these and be able to see out to the outside, but none of them worked. There's nothing to even try to look through them. They're just kind of there as an asset. So I'm sorry I talked over this dude. Let's hear what he said about it.
it's a planned feature that will definitely will be working on it.
Mm.
Currently, we are facing some challenges, but it's definitely something that we will be delivering at some point.
That's what we want to hear. Right
So,
there.
what can you tell us?
Take into consideration, like,
Why do I keep clicking back? What a fool.
we are facing some challenges, but it's definitely something that
Yeah,
we will
heard
be
that. I'm just dumb.
delivering at some
Click
point.
back.
What's taking you? Like, RHS already made it. What's so difficult?
Well, I know that RHS already made it because I'm also part of RHS, but we have to take into consideration like performance and other possible hurdles that may arise from implementing it.
And that's true. 100% true. A lot of people think, oh, well, the modded communities, you know, they made it. Why can't you guys? It's like, okay, but you're talking about a company that has to take all of that and implement it into the vanilla servers. Like I think it takes a lot more than people think it takes. You know, like it takes a lot more effort.
In wide scale.
A lot of people have been asking about mine disarming. Can we ever expect that in the game?
Literally just said this last night. No lie, while we were playing, we ran into a team that had the road just littered with mines. And the one thing we said was, I wish I could defuse a mine when I see one. That's crazy. Okay.
Well, we are.
Oh!
Yeah, just
What? So we're not... Yeah, okay. Let's just say we think it's coming. With that answer, I'd say probably gonna happen. Probably gonna happen. But, you know, you never know.
How do you approach balanced gameplay regarding different factions in the game?
So I
P.S. That's my next video coming up.
think the beauty of the ARMA system is that we don't balance gameplay by just balancing damage values of particular rifles or vehicles or something. Instead, we use like realistic values and make sure that each faction has the appropriate equipment that's both authentic to the time and realistic type of faction that they are, but also the type of vehicles and weapons that actually can counter each other in unique ways, giving some weapons more strong bullets and giving other weapons having other weapons have a particularly high rate of fire, and this way they naturally balance each other out without changing the authentic values and properties of it.
And that's got to be a rough job, to be honest with you. When it comes to like Call of Duty and Battlefield, you can pretty much throw, just an arsenal of weapons in the game. And these guys, for our official like vanilla servers, these guys are trying to make sure that it's authentic plus balanced. So, I can see where that would be tough.
Weapons and vehicles for each faction.
Hey, Buracisco. Well, what are you doing to improve server performance, to make the driving and
Please help us with server performance. This is one of the, in my opinion, this is one of the biggest issues. If the game ain't working, I ain't playing. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of people are the same way.
shooting and playing better overall?
Well, that's a difficult question. We are trying our best to optimize everything we can, but as soon as we do that, the new features are presented, and those are taking away another performance. So it's just an endless fight
Right.
against each other.
100%.
But we'll do our best.
Okay, and what are you doing to improve hit registration?
Well, that's usually connected to those, but first thing, have a better server performance and a better connection in general.
That's true. That's a lot of it is just connection. If you're shooting somebody and your hits aren't registering, it's not the game. I don't think it's the actual game itself. It's the server. It's the ping. You could be shooting, but the game hasn't even registered that you fired a shot yet at that person. So, yeah, it does go hand in hand with server connection.
And then we'll see what we can do.
Will servers always rely on the backend, or could they be
Yes.
disconnected from the backend sometime in the future, especially community servers?
Not with these guys. I don't think so.
Right now, it's not any like near visible future to be able to do so.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
But maybe in a few years it will be possible. But right now we are very dependent on the backend. That's the only way.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Evan,
Oh, Evan. Marketing and brand manager. That's how I recognize that. Okay, I recognize
when are you fixing the screen tearing on PlayStation 5?
Hey, screen tearing, bro. I know plenty of you that have been playing on PS5, dude, and I've been watching your guys' videos, and even in your videos that you guys post, I can see the screen tearing. That is terrible. I feel like, okay, can I just say something? I've been playing on console for years and years and years. I previously just got a PC. I think I've had my PC now for 4 years, okay? So I'm fairly new to PC. And I'll tell you what, like, screen tearing on PC, I had never really had a problem on console, but PC, I constantly had to go in and fix my graphics and make them match up so I wasn't screen tearing. So the fact that you guys have this on PS5 just blows my mind. And honestly, it's pretty bad on PS5. The game looks good until you start moving around in circles, and then you get that screen tearing. So I'm so glad they addressed this. So let's hear what he had. I'm even going to go back. Let's see what he had to say about it.
When are you fixing the screen tearing on PlayStation 5?
I personally am fixing the screen tearing on PlayStation 5 in an upcoming major update, which is coming quite soon.
Hey, Philip.
Hey. So that was it. They're fixing it. Period. Done. That it's getting fixed. That's all we need to know. Hey, I'm so happy for you guys. I'm mods and screen tearing for PS5. I'm praying for you guys, man. I want you guys to have it. 2 of my friends are on PS5, and we've been wanting to go play the modded servers together, and we just can't because you guys don't have mods. And then the screen tearing is affecting them. So kudos to these guys for bringing that up.
One of the big questions we have is, will footsteps ever get quieter when crouching or moving slowly?
Like the situation now is that if you move faster, you are louder, but the loudness doesn't matter if you are in crouch or erected state. So basically, if you want to be quieter, move slower, and there should be audible difference.
When it comes to
If I go out and walk in my backwoods right now, just because I crouch down, if I'm walking almost the exact same speed, but I'm crouched, I'm not gonna make less noise because I hunkered over. I mean, your footsteps are still gonna make the same amount of noise. So going slower though, slowing down your walk, should decrease the amount of sound.
to PlayStation surround sound, at the moment it's only in stereo. Will that improve in the future?
I did not know that. I did not know you guys do not have surround sound on PS5. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, we are aware of that limitation. Currently, we support only stereo for PS5, but we are working on getting full surround sound for PS5 as well.
Okay.
Hey, Natasha.
That's good. Grenade! Oh my god. What Is that what you're producing?
So, considering you're the boss behind everything, what's your favorite feature that the team is working on that hasn't been announced yet?
I would never tell you anything like this, because we want to keep surprise for the players. But completely unrelated, do you know that wheels is not the only way to propel a vehicle forward?
Wheels are not the only way to propel a vehicle forward. Yes, I did know that. So, what are we gonna get out of that? Is that like, let's see what else she says.
And also,
Okay, nothing else. It sounds like she's gonna just say so. So, what does that mean? Does that mean we're gonna get something like with tracks, like tank tracks? Because those aren't wheels, and it does propel a vehicle forward. Or are we talking about boats? Because either way, I would not mind. I mean, obviously a boat does not have wheels, but it definitely propels forward. So, I guess she just kind of left that in our brains for it to rot there until it comes out. So, yeah.
I heard that it was...
Hey, let me know what you guys think. What do you think it is? Do you guys think it's tank tracks or boats, or what do you think she meant by that?
I heard that it was a bit too easy for snipers to snipe, so...
Really? It is? Oh, okay. All right.
we're gonna make it harder for you.
How? How are they going to make it harder now? Are you going to have to check for wind and stuff? I mean, we already have bullet drop. Oh, man, that's going to be wild. I don't know what they mean by that, but I guess we'll see how sniping becomes harder.
Hi.
So we're getting elimination scenario in 1.3. Can we expect any more single player content in the future?
Yes.
That's all he's saying about that. Yes, more single player. I know a lot of you out there really like the single player modes in here, so that's cool. I'm glad that they're still adding on to that. Me personally, please don't get upset with me, I haven't played any of the single player yet. Not one bit. I go straight to the vanilla servers and give you guys content from that. So I need to go through here and play these, and maybe I will. Maybe I'll go through it with you guys. So yeah, anyways.
Hey, Klamach.
Hey,
thank you for
it's our boy. If you guys don't know, hey, can I say something real quick? Okay, so ARMA, let me tell you guys this. When I know I showed you guys, if you go to my Discord, I showed you guys that we're linked with ARMA now through Lurkit. I actually got denied the first time I asked to partner with these guys, and I wrote them personally. I actually wrote this man right here, and ARMA itself, and I just asked them why, because I couldn't see a reason on why I got denied. Okay, and they wrote back to me literally both of them, ARMA and this man here, wrote me back the very next day, and actually apologized, saying that there was a mistake. This man right here said he would look into it for me. He was the first one to message me back. And then ARMA, I mean, it said that there was a 5-minute difference. I kid you not. The next message I got was from ARMA saying that there was a mistake that they had made, and they're not sure why I got denied, but that I was accepted. So kudos to these guys. They will get back with you. So if you guys have a question or you're really having a problem, just write I wrote them on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. If you have a problem, go ahead and write them, because I'm telling you, man, these guys will actually chat back to you. Unlike other communities like Call of Duty and Battlefield, I feel like these dudes care, you know? So I just want to give a shout out to these guys for doing that.
Bothering me again.
So, can we ever expect grass to render beyond 300 meters or to have people hidden at distance?
That's a big deal.
So it is actually a big issue which we are aware of, but we don't want to have a simple solution as ARMA 3 had, which was basically just a fake polygon which was covering the object.
Yeah.
There is no simple solution that we could apply. So yet it is unknown how we're gonna solve it.
Ah, man, that's rough. I get it, though. Like, so pretty much they're trying to come up with a brand new idea that hasn't been thought of for rendering that stuff out in the distance. And I'm sure that's rough, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know how to do it.
We currently have FSR 1.0. Can we expect getting something better like FSR 3.1 or DLSS, PSSR for PlayStation, anything similar?
We are evaluating the upgrade of FSR, but all of those methods are not our target at this moment. We are improving the rendering to be as realistic and physically correct as possible before we even consider adding any additional AI-driven improvements.
Oh, that's fair. Yep. Get everything set the way you want it and then tweak it from there. I'm with you.
Are you thinking of making FIA a playable faction in Conflict?
Oh, the AI.
No comment.
He said, okay, all right, fair.
HU Commander is coming eventually. Can you tell us a little more about it?
So it's actually very exciting.
Hey, can we just pause for a minute? Look what he's looking at over here. That's Steam charts, bro. That's crazy. I was just looking at this the other day. This tells how many people you've had online and stuff. So they had that huge jump, and I bet you they probably be looking at this a lot. All right.
Where a commander...
Okay, hold on. We need to go back. I just realized he's talking about one... I've preached this a couple times in some of my videos, but I really think this was important from the get-go. I do believe this should have released with game. That's just my opinion, but here.
We want to add tools.
Hold on. Sorry.
No comment.
Okay.
HU Commander is coming.
The commander role. Okay. We need it. I'm sorry I keep pausing, but seriously, the command. If any of you have ever played Hell Let Loose, you know how important the commander role is. It is 100% needed in this game. All we have is a bunch of squad leaders without anybody telling them where to go, what to do. And we need that commander role. 100% important. So he can tell all the squad leaders where to move, where to go. He is the bird's eye view of the battlefield. And we need it. We just need it.
Eventually. Can you tell us a little more about it?
So it's actually a very exciting set of features which will definitely change how the conflict is played. We want to make we want to add tools for people to control the flow, the strategy of your whole faction.
We need it.
So basically we'll create this role where a commander will be able to create objectives and control how your faction is playing, what different groups are doing, and how he realizes the strategy.
Yes, dude, and that's what we need. That's the problem, is people are so, like, they have no goal. They don't have anybody telling them, hey, if I could use 5 of you going up this side of the map and another 5 of you going up this side, you capture this, you capture this, you capture this, you capture this, and stay on your job. If we had that, I feel like the structure of these matches, it will just, it's going to make the game completely different. I mean, it's having a commander telling your squad where to go is a lifesaver. It really is. You wouldn't think so, but then if they have tools at their disposal that they can use on the battlefield, I mean, this is crazy. It's going to be great.
First-person servers. Can we expect them?
Eventually, yes. I wish to have them. I know many people want to have this more extreme, more realistic gameplay.
So first-person servers, where it's first-person only, I have a feeling they're going to talk about mirrors here. I actually read about this through them, and they were talking about how if they were to do a first-person only, they need everything to work in first person. And one of the things they actually meant, you hear my phone going off. One of the things they actually mentioned in here was that the mirrors and stuff doesn't work. So how can you be in first person back of a truck if you can't see behind you, you know?
Extreme, more realistic gameplay. But first we need to make sure that drivers can operate even in that setup.
Yep.
So we need to add mirrors and working periscopes.
Yes.
So people can still deliver supply.
100%. You're going to want to change to third person so you can at least see around you. And that's kind of the workaround right now is you go in third person to look around you.
Nice for you about this.
Hey, so now that I see you play on official server as FIA, can we expect that in the future for other players as well?
No comment.
He's playing as FIA, the thing they just talked about faction. Then he says no comment again. So I would probably say that, yeah, you're going to be able to play as FIA.
Being able to disable distant shadows or lower your grass quality and grass distance to minimum. People
Not cool. That's cheating in my eyes. If you're on PC and you're doing that and you're just lowering it all down just to see through the stuff, dude, just stop cheating, bro. I mean, it's why? Do you really need that advantage? I mean, doesn't that kind of take immersion out too when you do that? I'm pretty sure they've already put a small fix into this where it can only go to low now, but I could be wrong.
consider cheating in a way.
It is cheating.
Can we address that in the future?
Yeah, so we have to think about people with weaker hardware and how they enjoy the game. Like everyone wants to have frames and have a chance in when they meet, you know, for PvP.
That's true. I mean, you gotta remember that some people's PCs and, you know, consoles and all, I mean, they gotta be able to handle it all, and they also gotta be able to, some of them have to be able to run lower than others. So I get it, but it just can't be that huge and that significant of a difference to where one player is getting a massive edge over the other.
Also, the lowest grass distance is already controllable by the server settings. So if you want to have a match like more fair, you can set it up on your server. For vanilla, we want to be inclusive. As for the distant shadows, yes, it is a bit of a problem, and we probably will modify, tweak those settings to make them more
And that's
fair.
why the shadows matter, right?
Suppression.
There.
Are we getting any?
Please add suppression. I don't like that he said, I don't like that. I don't like that sign. But please add suppression. Let me tell you who does this really well. Insurgency Sandstorm did a really good job of it. And then in my opinion, I think Squad took that and did an even better job with it. It just works. Suppression works in Squad. I really hope he says they're thinking about adding this. Come on, please.
Are we getting any?
Hopefully not. Oh.
What? Hopefully not. Hopefully yes. We want. Why wouldn't you want suppression? It is. Oh, that hurts my soul, you guys. That hurts bad.
Hopefully not. Oh. Hopefully not, because we don't want the character to be afraid of getting killed. We want you to be afraid of that and think about what you're doing in game and how you approach dangerous places.
That's fine too, but a lot of times when you... So here's the thing. This is just to counter what you said here. Suppression can also be, let's say you are the one being suppressed. That's also another good way to know that rounds are flying over your head instead of just click clacking right, you know, because let's be honest, sound isn't like 100% great in this game. Okay, it's really good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, these guys work hard on it. Even the inside building sounds compared to outside. Your mic. Don't get me wrong. It's good. But when you're being shot at, and your screen does a suppression effect, you know that you're the one being shot at. And in real life, guess what? You're gonna know. So I feel like, I don't think that'll make you afraid. I think it'll make you think about the position you're in right there at that second. I don't think it'll make you be afraid to push. It's just going to let you know that you're being shot at. And if I can put suppression down, let's say on these buildings, it's going to make it harder for you to peek up and shoot at me if I'm laying rounds into these windows because you're suppressed. I think it's a good implement. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Suppression or no suppression?
The weapon shots, the cracks, the particle effects, we want to improve the visuals and audio to the point that it affects you and you actually get scared of those when you get under fire.
And you can hear the difference of those mortar rounds from the outside to inside.
And we want to also increase the importance of life, so you will start caring about your actions. When people play with intention of not dying, their combat behaviors are also a lot more realistic, and that improves the games forever.
He's 100% correct. 100% correct. When you care about your character dying, the game itself that you made for a tactical military shooter becomes way more realistic, and players play a little bit more realistically. That's also why I think we should have suppression. But he's right, though, because if you take games like, let's say, like any extraction shooter, okay? So you think about your extraction shooter. Your life matters in there, because once you lose it, you lose everything and you're done. So it puts a huge emphasis on do not die in-game, okay? And so what he's talking about is true. The more you can make the life matter in game, the more realistic that game can become. And that's just another one of my opinions.
Everyone.
So why isn't ARMA Reforger getting a Steam Workshop anymore?
It's just not worth the work. The backend workshop that we have already, it covers all 3 platforms, when Steam Workshop would only cover the PC. And it would be actually additional work for us, so we have to consider the priorities and what is really doable and what is really valuable for the game.
And what is your favorite feature of Reforger? Anything that's come out before or that hasn't even come out yet?
Well, of course, my favorite feature of Reforger is the attack helicopters.
Yeah.
That's about to be coming with the 1.3 update.
Oh, yeah.
I work on it myself, and I'm a big fan of explosives and aircraft, so obviously attack helicopters is right up my alley.
Yeah.
It will be helicopters.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at flying them, but I still like to fly them, which sometimes drives people who go with me insane.
Definitely the explosive charges, the shenanigans that you can do with them. They are pretty cool, especially during the nighttime where players don't expect to meet the enemy.
Definitely radio.
Actually, the radio system.
Well, lately I kind of became fan of mortar strikes. Like you can open GM editor and you can bombard the whole city.
Yeah,
It's kind of nice
cool.
also for audio, so we can stress test.
My favorite feature for sure are the mortars, because it was the first feature I have
Oh yeah, you guys
proper
watched my video on
worked
this.
on from
And if you
start to
haven't, go
finish
check it out.
with the developers team, and I saw the iterations of it from being extremely basic to the beautiful complex thing we have now. And
For you guys saying that the destruction, isn't very good and it looks crappy, I get it. Okay? Like 100%, I hear you. It does look very old school. The destruction, the building collapses all at once. The trees always snap at the base. I hear you. I just have a feeling they're going to improve it. The one thing I want you guys to remember, now that we're coming close to the end of this video, ARMA Reforger is a sandbox and a test area for ARMA 4. So a lot of the things that we're getting in here are it's just a test for ARMA 4. We just get to play it. And we kind of have this cool game we get to play at the same time we're testing things for ARMA 4. I want you guys to keep that in mind. Yes, ARMA Reforger is a game. Yes, it is. But it's a game that's a testing ground for ARMA 4. So please keep that in mind when you guys are playing this. And if you're wondering why, why is all this stuff coming in later? Why are they at? It's because we're a testing ground. That's what this game is. So yeah, just keep that in mind when you're playing this.
The havoc you can wreak is just amazing.
Oh my goodness, that's a very difficult question because I love all of them. There's so many things in the photo that I enjoy doing and playing with. It's really hard to pick the favorite. I think recently it's gonna be the gunship helicopters in 1.3. Just love doing some small combat sorties, flying, engaging the FIA, coming back, rearming, and doing it all over again, especially with track air. It's quite cool.
I'm ready.
That is very hard for me to answer, to be honest, because I feel like, first of all, we have plenty of great features, and everyone should check them out for themselves. But most importantly, none of the features would be as impactful as they are without the game modes that we have. And they all come together in Conflict or Game Master that really make them shine. So in a way, my favorite features are game modes.
Well, that's all I got for you guys today. Even though I say that's all I got, I just rambled on for like 30 minutes through this video. But hopefully you guys got some info or maybe some questions got answered for you. And I'll catch you on my actual video coming up here in just a couple days soon. Later.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.